Talk to this dude. Gives you a tower key. Now we're going to teleport straight to... Ooh, we're going to teleport away from these dudes. Southern Scaraba is dangerous as fuck. These UFOs all over the place, there's lots of them. And they have high speed and high damage. Oh golly. We're actually going to teleport straight to... Oh, that's not so good. Maybe we'll get a green squirrel. Squirrel. Yes. I meant to crash right into Dungeon Man. That didn't happen. Oh, right. Don't just click on you need to use the key to the tower. Alright, Dungeon Man. Navigate your way through all 3 levels. And you do it like this. Oh, we don't go that way. Is it this one? Blanking all of a sudden. No! I know better! This next level is very laggy because there's lots of enemies on the screen in like a zoo sort of manner. If you have a skip sandwich, you can use it, but I have one left and I'm saving it. So there's Brick Road. You need to talk to him? Yeah, you have to talk to him. You don't need to talk to him the second time you go through here. Nice. So we reacted fast and we were able to get a green swirl on these guys. Alright. This next part is tricky. So what's going to happen is Dungeon Man will have joined our party and he's going to follow us as we look for... as we find the next story trigger. But we're still going to be like exposed to lots and lots of UFOs like running all around South Scaraba. And so what you want to do is before you leave here, eat a skip sandwich and then race into towards where you want to go. But you don't want to make a beeline towards it because there are more spawn tiles. You're more likely to get into a battle if you make a beeline towards it than if you were to go around the back entrance of the pyramid that we just emerged from and find it there. Just watch. There we go. We may still get in a fight, but we'll be taking a path that's less loaded with enemies. Yeah, go around here. Perfect. So he gets caught, and then as soon as we're free again, we're going to teleport Alpha towards the right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What was that? That was very strange. I think these guys are pretty high speed, so we're just going to nuke him. So we're going to head back to Dungeon Man. You may want to use, depending on how loaded this area is with enemy sprites, you may want to teleport Alpha, like, around this way. I've got a bathroom again. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thinking on it, actually the Octobots have pretty low speed, so you could have run away from them. But I didn't. It's the UFOs that have really high speed. And both of them hit really hard with their lasers. So now that we're back in Dungeon Man, I want you to withdraw all of your money from the ATM. But don't you dare game over in between now and completing and spending all your money in Deep Darkness coming up. Because if you die, you lose half of your money on hand, and you need pretty much all of it. So firstly, let's just get rid of this. We'll just do all of that. If you need a rest, you can use this bench. If you feel like a safety save, you can call here. Oh, that's a terrible spot. Difficult to spawn, or to despawn from that area. Let's see if that worked. You do not have to talk to Dungeon Man again. Don't go down that hole, go down the second hole this time. Pick up this item, you'll be selling it momentarily. Check the submarine. When you get to the antique collection, fun fact, those presents, they'll always run away from you. Even though the other ones in other floors don't, those ones will. Because they're all worthless protoplasms. And we're much stronger than they are now. If you needed a full restore, you could have used that instant revitalization device that was next to, that was in the antique collection, but I didn't need to. So we're in Deep Darkness now, and we're going to, so it's a swamp, and your movement speed is going to be slowed when you get into the deep water. And so, however, if you teleport Alpha, you will move at teleport speed. And so what you want to do is navigate the zone by doing shit like this. Ideally, you wouldn't have crashed here. You want to crash like here. So I took that first teleport too shallow. Anyways, so we're gonna do in their shopping spree here. We're gonna drop all unneeded items like secret herbs. I'm gonna hang on to a couple safety items because we might need them for the end of the game. Key to the tower is going to Paula. Anything we need to drop from him? Yes, we drop everything from Jeff. Jeff's gonna hang on to the crystal charm because he's got speed though. We're gonna sell the talent. So yeah, we're gonna speak to this guy. Sell the diamond band and the talisman ribbon. Actually, you know, I was wrong. We're going to sell the... No, we don't need the crystal charm anymore. We are going to fill Jeff's inventory with multi-bottle rockets. Or, no, he'll have 12, and he won't fill it. Alright, that's 12. So now we're going to get enough super bombs so that Ness has exactly 3 in his inventory. So like, say you didn't spend all of them earlier, you want to have 3. And then we're going to buy enough super bombs that Paula has exactly 3. So she's got 2, so there's 1 there. And I expect to buy 3 for Ness. That's pretty much it for shopping in this game, minus getting a whole bunch of Skip Sandwich Deluxes, for which you're going to need about 3,000. So, assuming we don't die, but by the time we need to go shopping again, we're in a good spot. So what follows is we're going to basically teleport through the zone and deliberately crash into things. Didn't expect an eel to be there. Didn't green swirl, but that's okay. I think we'll just flee this guy. Yeah. And then once we get into the really, really dark parts, you're going to use the Hawkeye. And then we will navigate the zone as such. Meant to move to the side. There is a safety item here, but I'm feeling like I don't need it, so I'm not going to grab it. Oh, thought I'd clipped him, but I didn't. This is a pretty tight corridor. Sometimes it's easier to just march through it than it is to try to crash through it. Master Barf, doesn't matter how much health he has, you pretty much just multi-bottle rocket him. 100% chance to get the KC bat. It's garbage. Do not use it. It has extremely low accuracy, which is part of that. I don't know, there's like a book or a story about like Casey, like a baseball player named Casey, and like he missed and he missed and he missed and he missed until he finally hit it, and it was a great big deal. Yeah. Oh, hello there. I don't recall what these guys is, actually, let's just... I don't recall what kind of, like, speed values these guys have, so I'm just gonna nuke them. Looks like the manly fish is strong to fire. Drop the KC bat, by the way. Tenda Village, you don't actually need to navigate to do anything here. Just go in, go out, and you get the phone call. So we're going to teleport Beta to Winters. And then we're going to go to that shop in Winters and buy a bunch of Skip Sandwich Deluxes. I think the minimum Pooh needs is 11, and then Ness needs 2. I'm going to make it a nice round 12. Okay, Ness is just enough for 2. Now we travel through Winters just like we did before, but now there's Gygus forces about. And we're going to be using Teleport Alpha to get through them. It's a little fast there. Reacted too quickly. I'm just going to run. I don't think these guys are very hard. Very funny. Yeah. Oof. I'd like him to move back. Alright. This'll do. Cool. I've got some chewing gum. Again, don't walk in front of that tent because you'll queue up a photo stop. It's so magical. So again, we're going to touch that corner to despawn things below. Nice. That's what you want to have happen right there. We defeated shrooms, so all these guys flee us. Again, you want to kite, like, reverse kite them away from, like, where you're traveling. Talk to the mouse. I'm going to do a full restore here. You can also safety save before you do Stonehenge base, Starman base. But I'm not going to. Now recall that there's a photo stop just under the Starman base entrance, so you're going to want to approach it from the side or the top. Room 1, nothing happens here. But room 2, what you do is you take a step forward and then wait 5 seconds, and then the 100% Mook spawn just below you will despawn himself because he's a swinger and he like swings himself out of that rectangle around the game screen. Yeah, he's gone. Eraser, eraser. In that menuing that we just did, that would be a good opportunity to hand the pencil eraser over to... Hand the pencil eraser to Paula. And drop the KC bat, but I did that out of turn and took more time. So basically, we're going to navigate the rooms one at a time. I'm not going to talk about them individually like I did in Pyramid, except for one room, which is absolute hell. But suffice to say, we're going to be using iframes and forcing green swirls as we go through here. If we get into a battle with Mook seniors, we're going to hypnosis them and run away. But for everybody else, we're just going to run away. We're going to force green swirls because by being speedy with skip sandwiches, and by leveraging like some of the silliness of like a teleporting enemy on the field, Starman teleport. for their turn, and when they arrive at the teleportation, most of the time like they have their back to you, which is strange. So we're gonna like try to get in a fight to force more green swirls, get more iframes, and safely pass through this zone here. But sometimes it's also prescient to try to progressively despawn as well. Yeah, there's a green swirl. Easy. I could have despawned that. But let's show you the power of a Mook Senior. They hit hard. Freeze B is a good outcome, actually. That's lucky because he does like fire beta, and that can just fuck up your entire party, and like everyone's health is rolling down, and there's lots and lots of text, like battle text to cycle through. Oof, that did not work out. Freeze is good. We are going to hypnosis, defend, defend, defend. Double dose for poo. Rough. That's fine. Keep her moving here. We will try to despawn these guys. The deeper you get into Starman base, the fewer mooks you run into. So it actually gets easier as you go. In terms of like actual battling. Why don't you despawn, brah? It's fine, doesn't matter. So I'm not resurrecting Pooh right now because I'm not expecting to fight any actual battles, so it doesn't really matter to me that he's dead. It matters to me if Paul is dead because she has the highest speed value, and so it's going to be harder to run away when we do get into battles. But as far as everybody else, not too worried about it until we get to the end of the... until we get to the boss at the end of the dungeon, at which point we need Jeff. So I'm not resurrecting people because the bottom line is I need Jeff more than I need everybody else. And if people are dead, that's less button inputs I need to do in a battle, fewer button input I need in a battle, and if I get another Mook fight, fewer text boxes that say that they took this amount of fire damage, they took this amount of fire damage. So if you're speedrunning, it's not terrible. Thought I'd try to force a green swirl there. Shield, hypnosis. Nice. How much health do we have? Yeah, we need a res. Or not res, but increase Ness's health. Nice. So we're going to run away here. And now is our chance to use a skip sandwich, because this is the challenging room. Oh, not very many people here. Wow, okay, well, looks can be deceiving, I guess. Maybe it was this room. I think it was this room. But suffice to say, Yeah, by the time we get to this room, there aren't very many mooks at all. I don't think there are any mooks, actually. I'm not going to use another skip sandwich because I don't want to burn more than I need to. And because folks are already dead, I'm not all that worried about it, actually. Hello? Green swirl. It's in this room and the next room where you can farm Starman Supers for the Sword of Kings, the one and only weapon that Pooh can equip. Probability is 1 in 128, which is less than 1%. Actually, now that I got that, I'm going to use another skip sandwich to get through this area. Skipping fights, skipping fights. A variation of skipping fights. Now, normally you would be using the skip sandwiches from Pooh's inventory, but since he's dead, I don't feel like taking the time to swap things around, so I'm just going to use the two I have for Ness. Actually, the reason he's got them is for a different purpose. And so once this battle is complete, once this dungeon is complete, we're going to swap. He's going to give him a few more. He will replenish the sandwiches that Ness used from his own stock. Oh, I need to go down there. This is getting tricky. Okay, so this isn't good. I'm going to try to get a Starman to aggro me, and I'll get a green swirl. Didn't happen, but that's okay. Let's run. Nice. Okay. So we used our iframes to close the distance on this guy, and we got a surprise attack on him, which is good. So I've got to make a judgment call here. It takes most of the time it takes one multi-bottle rocket to take down Starman Deluxe here, and he gives a lot of experience, and so very much like the moles in Mole Cave, we're going to have Ness heal Jeff on turn 1 to make sure that if one multi-bottle rocket doesn't do the trick, that he's got another one, that he's alive in time to make the other one happen. Because also very much like the moles, Starman Deluxe has a reflective attack. He reflects physical damage. But I have a chance to like resurrect either of my Paula or Pooh here if I chose to. But kind of I'm seduced by the idea of allowing all the experience to go to Ness and Jeff, because the higher level Jeff is, the greater his speed value is. But that said, Pooh, it's really important for Pooh to have life up, what is it, Gamma, by the time you get to Fire Spring, and that's coming up, and so part of me is like, I don't really want him to miss that too. So I'm actually going to take the couple knife noodles, give them to Ness. I'm going to use it on him, and since I'm already doing it, we'll just hand the... Oh, he ate it! Whoops. That's not hand. Give. Comedy of errors. And we'll call it good, and we'll just let Paula miss out on experience. We don't need her to be, like, super highly leveled. And we'll just defend. Starman, oh my god. Starman Deluxe has 1400 health, which did not kill him, so we're going to do a... I don't want to use... Do I have to use another multi-bottle rocket on him? I don't think so. Yeah, I do. Because I don't think that Starstorm works. I think he reflects it. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that was silly. Unfortunately, we just rolled poorly, and then I input things poorly as well. Okay, so we're back to Starman Deluxe, and this time I've got Ness dead, everyone else is pretty healthy, who doesn't have any mana, and so we're going to hope that just getting a... killing him in 1400 damage with one multi-bottle rocket is going to do the trick. Now, two things I failed to mention and like observe last time was that you can't use PSI on this guy because he has the Psychic Shield, as we just demonstrated. But another thing I could have done is I could have used one of those super bombs to deal damage to him instead, and that probably would have wrapped up the fight. So shame on me for forgetting that. But basically, I was kind of gambling that that wouldn't be the case because I don't want to go back to Deep Darkness and re-buy more multi-bottle rockets to replace the ones I've been using, or the super bombs to use it on a fight I don't really expect it to. Another thing is that when I dropped that crystal band or whatever it was that Jeff was wearing up until we got to Deep Darkness, and we bought in Scaraba, tossed in Deep Darkness, probably shouldn't have thrown that away, because if he had the speed value that he did before I dropped it, he probably would have gotten like one or two more multi-bottle rocket hits in, which could have just one-shot him, but we'll have to try again. And so, we're going to throw, just to make sure, absolutely sure, we're going to throw the super bomb. You're going to get a multi-bottle rocket in, and you're just going to defend. And it worked. So he hit for 1600. The guy only, Starman Deluxe only has 1400, so that wasn't necessary, but I didn't want to have to do this a second time. So following this, you can talk to either Dr. Endonuts or Apple Kid next, and I recommend Dr. Endonuts because he has fewer things to say. So now we will use the, or I should say we will move the exit mouse out of Ness's inventory so to someone who can use it. And so we leave. Now we're going to teleport to Tenda Village. Oh my goodness. No, that's not true. Did that incorrectly. I'm crashing you guys. Do not go back to Tenda Village. Do not go back to Tenda Village. We are going to Onet. Why didn't he get a... Jesus Christ. So pretend that didn't happen. We're going to Onet next for two purposes. We're going to pick up an exit mouse, and we're going to go to the library to get the Shyness book. It is faster to teleport to Onet than it is to walk from here than it is to walk to the library. Do it like this. First door, leftmost bookshelf. Now there's two ways you can get back. Now you would go to Tenda Village, and there's two ways you can get back. You can teleport Alpha through this runway here that she's kind of obscuring, or you can teleport Beta over here. It's safer to do it here. You're less likely to fuck up. So we'll just do it here. If you're feeling swagalicious, then you can do it the other way. But it takes some practice. So you go in. You're gonna give this to the elder, but you want to make sure that the Shyness book is in Paula's inventory because it's going to be replaced with an item we're not going to use, and we want Paula to have things that we're not going to use. So goods, Shyness book. Third and last unavoidable photo stop. Yes. So once you're done talking to him, talk to him again. You want that bag of Dragonite, and you want it to be in Ness's inventory. It's not in Ness's inventory right now, but when it is relevant to do so, we can. So we're going to Lumen Hall next. You've got to talk to this rock before you can go through the door. And here, quick dungeon, but dangerous. If you engage a pack of Foppies, everybody defends and have Pooh use PSI Starstorm Alpha. If you hit a single Foppy, auto fight, or have Paul use freeze ability, Smiling Spheres have a 100% probability of being put to sleep. Lightning Skeleton Dudes, you can freeze them. Whirling Robos, you can freeze them as well. But we're going to try to avoid them at all costs. This can be a pretty dangerous area. I'll take a Foppy group, I don't mind. Healing Gamma is good. Oh, nope, we don't go that way. Go this way. I don't really want to fight another. Let's give him a shot. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. More Foppies. And turn in time. That's a shame. We'll just auto these guys. Oh, that doesn't hit. They don't hit as hard as I thought they would. Lucky me. That'll do the trick. This room is called the Horseshoe, and it is a bitch. Thankfully, there are no enemies like right here, like racing balls of light. There will be one here. Oh gosh, now we're pincered. We have to take this. So, we're going to hypnotize the sphere, and I'm going to try to kill this dude. Excellent. So now we're going to run, and we're going to use the iframes we get from running away to put some really good distance on everybody and everybody else that we might run into, and try to avoid more fights. Didn't happen, but that's okay. We'll just flee this guy. Yep. Alright, keep her moving. Force a green swirl. Yes! That's what you want to see. Especially in this very, very challenging room. Let's hit this guy head on. Oh, he didn't draw aggro from the other guy. Run! And we made it. Okay, so we are going to res some health real quick. And the trick to the next room is we're going to try to get a free green swirl by simply having the speed to do so by catching a Foppy unawares to our left here. Exactly. That green swirl is not likely to have happened if we didn't already have the increased move speed by the deluxe. Let's force another green swirl. Oof, didn't happen, but that's okay. Or, yeah, should have known better. And he can clean up that guy. Excellent. Yeah, we'll try that again. In here is the rabbit's foot. Has plus 80. Excuse me, plus. Oh, he's already got his inventory. It's got plus 40 speed, and it's gonna increase his bottle rocket damage by a ton. Electrospectre, 2 multi-bottle rockets. Everybody else defends. Now, once we complete this sanctuary section, we go into the next room and, you know, remember the tune. What happens next entirely depends upon if Pooh learns the life recovery, the resurrection skill out on this fight. Now, he's already level 40. I bet he already has it and I haven't noticed. And I say that because, yeah, he already has it. And I say that because when we do Fire Spring, which is the last sanctuary in the game, the enemies are pretty dangerous there, and you might want to have a resurrection skill. And Pooh's going to get one before Ness. Now, if Pooh happened to be dead for the Starman Deluxe fight, he probably didn't get it for other bosses. Or if he was dead for the boss in the pyramid, you may not get it, and at which point the route would change. And so I would recommend, if he doesn't already have that skill, go do Sanctuaries 5 and 6, and then come back and do Lost Underworld and the final, and Fire Spring, the final Sanctuary. But if you haven't, but if you do have it, excuse me, you can go straight to Fire Spring, and that's what I'm going to do here. And I recommend that because the experience Pooh will earn after, for completing Sanctuaries 5 and 6 will be enough for him to get that resurrection skill otherwise. Let's check on that first. So, no, it's status, who, yeah, healing, yeah, he's got it. So, just want to confirm that. So first things first, we're going to navigate to the C pendant. The easiest way to do that is actually to teleport to the place where you get dropped off at. Because it's faster to do this. Oh, unlucky. Whew. Yeah. Still gonna chase me. But now he's caught on that tree. So we're good. Next we need the C pendant. Very, very powerful item. We're gonna put it on Paula for the time being. Drop this crap. Avoiding dinosaurs. There's a safety equipment item over here. It's the Cloak of Kings. It's the only cloak that Pooh can equip, and it gives him plus 40 speed as well. I'm menuing incorrectly. And it's really only useful, in my opinion, for the final battle. Just to increase the probability Pooh takes a turn before Gygus does. You caught? He's caught. Will he remain caught? No. We're gonna make it in time? Yes! Fire Spring. So, encounters. Soul-consuming flames, bash them because they have low defense or cast PSI freeze. They're very, very vulnerable to freeze. Evil elementals, you can put them to sleep and run away. Major psychic psychos run away. They have high speed. They're actually pretty freaking dangerous. As soon as you get into this room, wait a few seconds at the rope here, and then the guy will despawn that's in front of you. How's her health looking? Is she low? No. Well, whatever. 20% chance to have an empty room. In this room, we're just going to go in and out until we get the empty room. Following that, we're going to ascend the rope and enter the next room. Yeah. Should just super freeze him, and we'll be fine. Oh! I thought I would do more damage than that. Hurry! Hurry! Jeez Louise. So as you can see, the C pendant, it reduces elemental damage by 90% and resists the effects of flash. It's going to be very, very important for the final battle. I underestimated that flame. Thought it would do more damage than that. Well, she's probably doing less damage because I chose not to let her get experience when she could have, so now I'm paying for it. This room is also a 20% chance for a clear. Green swirl is what I like to see. After this fight, we're going to eat a skip sandwich and try to get a green swirl or just move past these guys. Yeah, exactly. Continue going up, try to get a green swirl if you can, or just pass through here. Thought I'd get a green swirl there, but I effed it up. We are going to... You're going to freeze, and you're going to freeze. And then we'll try to run from the other guy. Excellent. Keep her moving. Green swirl? Nope, that's okay. Put this guy to sleep, and then run. Very much like the hieroglyphics. The hieroglyph. Looking for a green swirl here. Beautiful. Nice. This is fine. Funny thing is, like, if, let's say I did beat that guy to the boss, and I defeated the boss, that enemy will still be there, and I'll still have to fight him anyways. Okay, so this is Carbon Dog, Diamond Dog. He's got 1,672 health. Excuse me, Carbon Dog has 1,672 health. Diamond Dog has 3,344. And the strategy is on turn 1, Ness uses PSI Life Up Beta on Jeff, Paula defends, Jeff uses 3 multi-bottle rockets in a row, Pooh defends. Carbon Dog will die on turn 1, because the multi-bottle rocket damage is going to be so great, but it's going to reflect mortal damage to Jeff, and so if you're mashing text, Ness's PSI Life Up Beta will restore Jeff's health to full before he dies, and you repeat that over and over. Now, if you want to keep this, to make this a safer boss fight, you could use PSI Freeze Gamma, because that is a 25% chance to make the Diamond Dog go numb, which would be helpful. Let's say hypothetically, if Jeff does die on, in advance of turn 2, everybody nukes. But if he's alive, you just repeat turn 1. And that's pretty much it. Try not to use more than 2 multi-bottle rockets in the fight, although you may have to use 3. We'll see how we do, though. Good deeps. So we're going to repeat that again. You're going to defend again. You're going to multi again. You'll defend again. Nice. All the damage is focused on one guy who's now max health. Okay, so before I execute turn 3, I want to say that now, if you did buy enough multi-bottle rockets, you could just issue a third one, and the fight will be over. But because I essentially wasted one in my first fight with Starman Deluxe, I'm going to try to conserve it because I really don't want to go back to Deep Darkness, and shop again. I just don't want to. So we're going to just nuke. Instead of doing freeze, I think I'll have her throw a super bomb. You don't have a super bomb on you, do you? I think you'll defend, actually, and we'll have you Starstorm. Loud piercing howl. Excellent. I'm being choosy when I can't be choosy. Cool. So I was riding the line there for a bit. I'm thankful that it was enough damage, but it was just enough. I think earlier when I recited the Sanctuary order, I said 1, 4, 7, 5, 6, 2, 3, but I forgot the number 8. Of course, 8 is going to be between 7 and 5. We're going to use the exit mouse to get out of here. And we will teleport to Onett to... Oops, wrong. Oops. Teleport to Onett to get another exit mouse. And then we're headed to Foreside to do Sanctuary 5. To the museum we go. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Excuse me. There is a photo guy in the lower area of the room somewhere here. You don't want it. Talk to this dude. We're going to watch Venus perform. It takes a couple minutes. This is pretty much your last good bathroom break before the end of the game. Oh yeah, I blanked briefly. So we're gonna go back to the Mr. Spoon, the guy at the museum, hand him the signed banana, and we'll go into the sewers. And we go here. Now when we're in the sewer, the sewage itself, we move slowly. But we can't teleport because it's not an external area. You can only teleport outside. So that's going to make... No, we can't take that either. So that's going to make progressively despawning enemies harder because we're pretty slow in the... can I get down there in time? Yes, nice. Because we're pretty slow. And so I'm looking out for enemies in the sewers, which is pretty challenging because they can be like underneath this lip here, that lip, or they can look like the little piles of trash, like that guy does. You get out here. You go back down. Oh gosh, I'm pincered. We'll just take this. Filthy attack roaches have 400 health. They're vulnerable to freeze, so just one of these I expect will do the trick. Yeah. Oh, I didn't actually despawn that one? Now I'm despondent. I'm caught on something. I can't keep going down. Oh, that's terrible. Two of them? What the hell is this shit? Oh. We're just gonna Starstorm them. Oh my god, it didn't work. Alright, comedy of errors as usual. I thought it would nuke him harder, but apparently not. Oh my god! Okay. Freeze. Bad luck in these sewers. You don't want to take any fights here, but it's hard because you know your mobility's impacted. It's difficult, more difficult to stutter step. And your spidey senses can throw you off because an enemy may spawn, but it may not be No, they may be above ground or above water. Plague Rat of Doom has 1,827 health. You just multi-body rocket him. Don't forget this. Now, I would love to be able to teleport out of here, but you're not able to. Yeah. But you can exit mouse out. There is a fresh photo stop guy right in front of us, and so before you move even a single pixel, get your teleport queued up and go in a diagonal direction like this. Going to Dalam next. To do Pink Cloud. This dungeon goes by pretty fast. It's that again. He calls every 2 hours of gameplay, of unbroken gameplay. Use the carrot key on these guys. Oh, usually there's a ball of light running around here. I'm happy that it's gone. I'm interested in despawning this one, though. Suppose I could have despawned that guy. Well, despawn him differently. Go down here. Run away from Tengus. Run away from Thunder Mites as well. Pretty much run away from everybody here. I want the second hole here. These guys can be dangerous. They cast flash, it can instant kill your guys, your boys. Man, I'm getting lucky with these. So, just like before. These guys technically should need just one bottle rocket, but that didn't happen. Their health is 2065. And I've exhausted all of my bottle rockets. I need at least 2 for the final battle, and usually you use 1 for the next Sanctuary boss, and so on. Turns out I am going to have to go back to Deep Darkness and rebuy multi-bottle rockets. If you have enough skip sandwiches, you can use them here to help you navigate the zone faster. Usually you use the first one when you're at the very top of the zone of the dungeon and right before you drop into the first hole, so that you can try to force green swirls from enemies that aren't ready to respond to you. But I'm getting so lucky with these runaways, I don't even freaking need it, I think. But that's what you would normally do. And if you have like enough, you could even like use another one after defeating. Oh, I didn't even know I am. Oh yeah. So another thing. So I walked out of here when I could have used the exit mouse. Turns out that the amount of time it takes you to do what I just did is roughly equal to the time it takes you to line up a teleport to Onet, go get another exit mouse, and teleport to the next place. So I saved myself the trouble here because I still have one, right? Yep, that's right. Now, we're going to teleport to, Deep Darkness next. Normally, I would be going straight to Saturn Valley, but I'm out of multi-bottle rockets, and that's not okay, so. Deep Darkness it is. Actually, I'm going to find need a ATM first. Where's the fastest ATM location? Maybe it is Saturn Valley. I'll just do Foreside because I know there's one by the... Oh, hold on. I'm going to crash here. Something I wanted to say before we teleported here. So this is a really tight place to teleport. And I lined Ness up right against... You see this little like pebble in the ground here that I'm standing in front of? You want to get just to the side of that, like here. And if you don't touch your controller, you'll make it every time. It's a tight spot, but it works. Ah, there it is. So I also know that Ness needs 2 super bombs as well. How many super bombs do we have? 1. I'm going to buy a few more. So first things first. Just gonna give everybody a few more super bombs. Okay, so let's pretend we were totally stocked up and we actually teleported straight to Saturn Valley. This is the third sanctuary that we're gonna do. There's a photo spawn point on above the stump there, so we're gonna try to like keep real clear of it. Go in here. Green swirl? Yes. Yes. I just nuke these guys with the Starstorm. No muss. Keep her moving. Here we are at Trillionage Sprout. You just multi-bottle rocket him too. He's only got 1,048 health. It's just faster to do it that way. But here's the trick. So when you queue up a multi-bottle rocket, the first target is not the boss. It's the mobile sprout. So move it over to the correct target. Don't waste a multi-bottle rocket because you targeted him properly. You can teleport Beta here. It is a little... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So what I was supposed to do is queue up the teleport and then advance downward. I screwed it up. So let's try that again. We are headed to... We do not need to go get another exit mouse. We're just going to go straight to Tucson. Oh no! Oh my god. Okay, well, you can try that there. Okay, here's something worth thinking about, actually. When you get to the last two sanctuaries, you might want to make this one the last one instead of the one at Tucson and the one at Lilliput Steps. Because if you make this one last, you won't have to teleport anywhere because the next story beat happens automatically. So that's worth thinking about. Maybe you should go Tucson and then Trillionage. Let's go. We're going to race over... Oops, hello there. Over to Peaceful Rest Valley and Happy Happy Village. I threw away that one skip sandwich, so I have one fewer than I would like. Normally I would use a second one to close the distance between here and Happy Happy Village. But I need to conserve the ones that I have and I don't want to go shopping again. So I'm just going to march through it normally. Thankfully this bridge has been built now. Doesn't take as long to go through when it first did, when we first went through it. I would actually use a total of 3 skip sandwiches to get to the final Sanctuary boss. 1 to get through Tucson, 1 to get through Peaceful Rest Valley, and then 1 to get through the caves in front of us. Another thing we're thinking about is if you made this the second to last Sanctuary, is that if you, like, let's say you completed the Sanctuary, you used the exit mouse and you emerged out of this hole here. If you teleport from here, you don't need to touch your controller at all. You'll just teleport out of the area, no problem, in this straight line. So I'll admit I did that a little out of order. Now, whether you choose, doesn't matter which boss you end up making it be the final Sanctuary, you need to stop and do an inventory of everything in Ness's possession before you engage the boss, because we're going to Magic Hand now. Ness is going to be on his own, and he needs all kinds of stuff to get ready for the fight. Let's review it. So, Ness needs 2 bags of Dragonite, 2 or 3 Super Bombs, 2 Skip Sandwich Deluxes, the Rabbit's Foot equipped on in his possession, the Sea Pendant in his inventory but not equipped, and another empty slot. So let's have a look. I already know that the bag of Dragonite is in Paula's inventory, so I'll pass it over to her. We need to release him from a Cup of Life Noodles. Actually, he hangs on to the Night Pendant because we're going to re-equip it after Magic Hand. Oops, wrong button. Brain Food Lunch can go too. He's got 3 Super Bombs, 2 bags of Dragonite. He just needs the equipment now. What did I say? 1 empty. Well, let's just give the Franklin badge to Paula. She's going to wear the Franklin badge for the final boss, and so let's just give it to her now as a means to clear up that extra spot that we need. We need to equip the Rabbit's Foot, and now we're ready. And we just auto fight this. 500 health. So what I should have said is the point of no return isn't engaging the boss fight, it's entering the cave entrance behind the boss. You really could have done all the inventorying I just did beforehand. But not after. So when we get to a Magic Hand, we're going to make a beeline towards Ness's Nightmare. If we engage Electro Swooshes, we'll run away, although they have high speed. Mr. Molecules, we run away. Loaded Dice call for help, and they're really freaking good at it, but they're very susceptible to paralysis. So when you run into a loaded dice, you really should just paralyze them and then run. Spheres are susceptible to hypnosis. Ugh. When we get to the Sea of Eden, we're going to swap equipment from the Rabbit's Foot to the Sea Pendant because the Sea Pendant will resist Flash and Ness's Nightmare uses Flash. When you get to the Sea of Eden, we'll be evading 3 Krakens, and it's pretty tricky. Pretty tricky how you do it. Kind of fun if you're if you're into the skill-based nature of navigating, getting them caught on corners such that you can path around them, or kiting them into an obstacle that is in between you and them, and then you can go around them. If you haven't already equipped the Rabbit's Foot, to do it now. And we equip the Rabbit's Foot because we're going to do a lot of running away until we get to Ness's Nightmare, until we get to the Sea of Eden. And so we want to increase our speed by as much as we can, which is why we're borrowing Jeff's thing. Take the left fork first, because we want the 3rd bag of Dragonite. Yeah. Exactly. Hello, Electro Swoosh. He's very polite. Always sends a greeting. Now, once we've got the bag of Dragonite, when we get into the next fight, we're going to eat a skip sandwich, and we're going to try to use our iframes and our move speed to evade future fights. Unfortunately, the beautiful UFO has pretty high speed, so running away is going to be harder, but that's okay. If he hits me one more time, I'm going to need to heal up. He did. Wonderful. Oop, wrong button. Okay, let's see how tricky I can be. Yep, dodged you. Oh, I could have gone around him. He was looking the other way. I thought he was rotating counterclockwise. It's fine. Excellent. Green swirl? Yep. Excuse me. That's what we want to see. Open this. We're going to just eat the other skip sandwich now. Not very many enemies here. Usually it's loaded with Mr. Molecules, but this is very empty. Lucky me. and loaded molecules and carefree bombs. We're gonna heal up. As much as I don't want to. I'd rather just keep running, but he's bursting me. Okay, we're at the Sea of Eden now. Swap to Sea Pendant. Sea of Eden, Sea Pendant. There's your mnemonic. I don't have... Can I? Yeah, I don't have the means to... Oh, I do. Okay, fine. You don't need to spend the time to to fix your poison if you don't want to. Okay, we're coming up on the Krakens. They have high aggro range, and they're pretty fast compared to your slowed move speed, and so what I want to do is I want to race past him and clip him on the side here, which I think I'm going to be able to do. Yeah, okay. Next one is up ahead. Depending on what his location is. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I kited him over here. And now I can go past him. Third Kraken can be anywhere in this large section of the lake. Oh, he's pretty far away. We're gonna be fine. Oh, no, he's not. He's guarding. Oh, shite. That's not so good. Okay, I can't believe he's coming over. I can't contend with... Oh, fuck. Nice, 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 nice. Okay, so before we check with him, make sure you're at full health. And the plan is we're gonna Dragonite, Dragonite, Dragonite. If that doesn't work, if that doesn't kill him, you'll use super bombs. Now, before I actually play the battle, I'm going to tell you what his battle behavior is. So he'll do one of four things: 25% chance to use Glorious Light, which is unimportant because I've got the Sea Pendant on. 25% chance to cast PSI Rock and Alpha. 25% chance to cast PSI Shield, Gamma maybe, which reflects physical damage. And then the last quarter chance is a chain of 3 abilities for the next 3 turns. One of which is PSI Rock and Alpha, followed by PSI Healing Beta, or is it Life Up Beta? And then followed by PSI Rock and Omega. So that would be the worst case scenario, but bear in mind that like one of the quarters is just PSI Rock and Alpha, and the beginning of the 3-turn script is also PSI Rock and Alpha. So if you see a Rock and Alpha come up, get ready. But we are going to just Dragonite, Dragonite, Dragonite. He's got 1,654 health. Okay, goods. Where's the Dragonites? Oh, yep, he's doing his script. No, I could heal this damage, but I'm more interested in just like mashing through it and throwing super bombs. So I think I'm going to beat him in time. Yeah. The Sea Pendant is also good if you end up having to take a Kraken fight, because they do like fire damage and they can, I think they have flash too. Can't remember all of a sudden, but it helps you with the fight. Also, equipping that Magicant bat that I got partway through the section before the Sea of Eden will also help you take on the Krakens. But I'm so confident in my ability to avoid the Krakens that I didn't even equip it. Talk to Dr. Andonuts and then go inside the machine. Oops, I talked to him twice. So we're going to go to own that. You want to re-equip the rabbit's foot before you go. Oops, wrong button. This is going to be dark Onet. It is flooded with Geiger's forces. If you have enough skip sandwiches, you can use like one to get you towards like Onet Hill, but I don't think I have very many more. I only have 1, 2. I'm going to save these for the final dungeon, so I'm actually just going to march through it. Probably bought maybe 4 too few. Skip sandwiches. But we'll be using Teleport Alpha to get around these areas. Ideally, you don't get into a fight at all, or you force green swirls. Oh gosh. Thankfully, they're all coupled over into one corner. Oh my god. Maybe I'll crash into one and try to force a green swirl here. Exactly. Evil eyes are nasty, very nasty. So are Dark Starman or Final Star, not Final Starman, Ghost of Starman. Final Starmen are in the final dungeon, and they're kind of like red mages. Ghost of Starmen are like black mages. Okay, so very much like before, you can get a teleport beta in by being like just left of this tuft of grass. The one I'm standing in front of here. I want to get just to the side of it. That's good enough. And head back to Saturn Valley. The enemies in Darkonet can seriously, seriously fuck you up. So I'm pleased to see that that went very smoothly. We give the meteorite piece to him. We are compelled to go to bed. Talk to Dr. Endonuts twice. Or, excuse me, say yes to him twice. Oh, excuse me, I was right. You do talk to him twice. You talk to him twice and you say yes to him twice. But now, that was kind of like the point of no return. You can't go back, can you? Oh, no, you can't go back. You want at least 2 multi-bottle rockets in their possession, and you would like to have 2 skip sandwiches on him on Pooh. Who gets a super nuke. If you check that rubble pile right there, there's a Horn of Life in there, safety item. But really you want to get over here, move back. talk to Dr. Andonuts. So we're coming up on the final dungeon of the game, the Cave of the Past. We're going to be running from everything, and we'll be speed boosting our way through things, looking for green swirls. We're going to keep the rabbit's foot on Ness, because after defeating Ness's nightmare, he has the highest speed value in the game. It doesn't matter if your party members die on the way to the final boss, because you can restore them, assuming you've got enough, like, you know, the correct people are alive and they've got, you know, life restoring magic like Pooh does, or you have got your safety items. I think I've got at least one. But definitely don't travel through Cave of the Past with a single party member alive, because you might run into a squatter demon, and he can diamondize you, which will end the game. Which will game over you. Octobots can steal your items. They'll probably just steal your skip sandwiches, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. Final Starman will cast PSI Starstorm like Omega on its third turn, which is pretty spooky. But anyways, yeah, we're just gonna race through, eat our first skip sandwich after we get through the first fight. Lucky. Ghost of Starman are scary. And we're looking for green swirls as we go. Run! Whew, love it. So you see how I'm not avoiding them? I'm looking for them, because as soon as my iframes have ended, that's when I'm able to make contact with them and force a green swirl, because they don't see me until the iframes are over, so their back might be turned to me. Now, it's not very easy to say like how a diamond, like if a diamond, you know, creature has its back to you or not. Nice. This is excellent. You just kind of gotta, you just have to get a feel for it over time. We're just gonna eat another one, the last one, before an Octobot can steal it from me. Excellent. Funny trick, you like touch this, and then things despawn here. Yeah. Almost there. This is an excellent Cave to the Past, you guys. Excellent. Oh my god, that would hurt. That is not a combo you want to see. Here it comes. We're just going to keep running. Hopefully we can get through before Paula dies, and so we do. Okay, we're safe. This is the Gygus room. We've got a lot of prep to do before we engage the final boss. And it's as follows. So I'm going to take this slowly, because it's important to get right. you want, firstly, you want to spread out your safety items across the party. You don't want everyone to have one. I'm seeing that there's only, I guess there's a brain food lunch there, but that's not going to resurrect any lives. You don't have any, and you don't have any, so we've only got a couple of life noodles. I'm just going to give that to Ness. I want Ness to have 2 super bombs. Who can have 1? Paula can have 1. And Jeff can have 1. Okay, so everyone's got at least 1. Ness has 2. He wants to give the rabbit's foot to Jeff. Give the sea pendant to Paula. And if you haven't already done it, give the Franklin badge to Paula as well, but she already has it for me. Equip, well, sure, why not? Equip the night pendant on Ness. Equip the sea pendant, the sea pendant on Paula. And the rabbit's foot onto Jeff. And make sure everybody's all lifed up. And here we go. So the plan is this. There's 3 phases to the fight. Phase 1, we're going to fight heavily armed Pokey, who has 2,000 health, and Gygus, who has infinite health. Turn 1, so Phase 1, Turn 1, Ness Super Bombs Gygus, Paula PSI Shield Omega, Jeff Multi-Bottle Rocket Pokey, and Pooh PSI Life Up Beta's Paula. And Pooh's doing that because we're anticipating a burst damage from either Gygus or heavily armed Pokey, and we want Paula to survive. When you have once Paula's PSI Shield Omega is up, Gygus's Rockin' abilities cannot hurt the party for as long as Phase 1 will last. Phase 1, Turn 2, Ness Super Bombs a second time, or does your strongest PSI Rockin' if you don't already have it. Paula Super Bombs Pokey, Jeff Multi-Bottle Rockets Pokey, and Pooh Super Bombs Pokey. Excuse me, Ness also Super Bombs Gygus. And what you're expecting is that on turn 2 of Phase 1, you're expecting Jeff's Multi-Bottle Rocket will finish heavily armed Pokey. If it doesn't happen, you've got Super Bombs queued up to make that happen. Now, let's say that all of your parties hasn't taken their turn after you've completed heavily armed Pokey, or finished heavily armed Pokey and forcing us into Phase 2. Those queued up Super Bombs will go to Gygus Phase 2, who is the target in Phase 2. In Phase 2, Gygus has 2,000 health, and it is really helpful and timely for your speedrun to have those Super Bombs queued up, because you don't have to reissue them again on turn 3. Now in Phase 2, throw any other Super Bombs you still have. If you don't have any more Super Bombs, Ness does PSI strongest Rockin', Paula does your strongest Freeze. Jeff is out. If Jeff doesn't already have a Super Bomb, he's out. So Phase 3 is Jeff's first opportunity to throw a Super Bomb if you've given him one, and Pooh should do a Starstorm Omega, or whatever. Starstorm Omega if he's got the mana. If not, Starstorm Alpha. If he doesn't have the mana for that, your strongest Freeze. Now, if Paula survives Phase 2, she's basically indestructible, and you need her for Phase 3. And that's because, well, all of the abilities that Gygus is going to do will do between 8 or 10 damage to him at a time, to her at a time. She reflects lightning, cannot be one shot with flash. However, she can be temporarily stunned with the freeze abilities that he does. And on Phase 3, if Paula has low health, you restore her. Otherwise, she prays 7 times and the game's over. So if Paula has at least 80 health by the time Phase 2 is over, and then she prays every turn, it is almost impossible to lose. That said, you kind of want your teammates minus Paula to die in phase 3 because then you have fewer button inputs, turns to queue up. So it would be nice if your teammates do pass. Okay, so like I said, goods, super bomb, PSI, shield, goods, multi-block rod, not to Gygus. Gygus is invulnerable to multi-bottle rockets, and then life up to Paula. Okay, so he used the stronger of two rockin' abilities, but that's okay. I think we'll be all right. Ooh, that is a low damage roll. Oh, I targeted the wrong dude. That's too bad. So Jeff's dead. And we're going to have to res him. In the meantime, we're going to defend because I'm not convinced that we're going to deal enough damage this turn to properly save him. So I'm just going to properly finish heavily armed Pokey. But now that we've got the shield up, I think we're in a better spot. Uh-oh. Defend, goods, multi-product to you, PSI, healing to Paula. So I'm going to let her health run out. That didn't work. Very nice. We're going to try the healing again onto Paula. The second multi-bottle rocket didn't work. I'm quite shocked about that. Okay, Paula's back. But now we need to really finish the fight here. Does she have one more? Yeah. Throw that. Jeff's kind of useless now. And do you have any more? No, you don't. So we're actually just going to use the brain food lunch on Paula so she doesn't die again. Normally phase 1 goes a lot smoother than this. I don't know if this is going to work. Things are pretty uncertain right now. Oh, that's helpful. PSI. You're out of bombs, aren't you? Yes, you are. So we will, we're just going to freeze you until we deal enough damage. Starstorm you? Doesn't have very much health left, but I feel like I need to nuke more than I need to restore his health. Yeah, wow. Okay, this is going extreme. This is such a shitty phase 2, because everyone's dead. But, she's not, going to die because we've got her properly equipped. It's just going to take forever. Oh, thank God. Okay, so I'm happy to say that we do have all of our teammates dead. It just took us a very awkward and roundabout way to get there for phase 3. So I'm expecting that she'll have enough health to wrap up the game here, but I didn't want Ness to die. Shouldn't have done the AoE damage spell against Gygus on turn 1. Yeah. After 7 prayers, the run is over. So as soon as you see the words, the moment the text window loads and begins to fill with the text that goes, Paula prayed from the bottom of her heart, someone can you hear me, please give me strength, or give us strength, that's when you do your final split. I find it ironic that for all of the extra experience that Jeff got in this run by having Paula dead for certain boss fights, he didn't multi-bottle rocket for very much damage when I needed it most. If I didn't buy those extra super bombs, I think this would have been a game over. Turn 1, if Gygus does the alpha version of Rockin', it's a much smoother experience, but unfortunately we got the heavier one, which brought us into a state of alarm right away. Never mind low damage rolls. This is the 4th prayer coming up. If I didn't have Pooh do his Starstorm on turn 2, I don't know if we would have... That might have also been another game over as well, because the ability that Gygus had queued up was Flash, was an instant death ability, or a chance for an instant death ability, and it wouldn't have mattered if he restored health from whatever he had, like 98 health. So getting that nuke out was really important. Making the most out of a bad situation. Franklin badge, bitch. Final prayer coming up. Oh. Was it the 7th prayer? Maybe it's not the 7th prayer. But this wasn't it. Someone, can you hear me? Please give us strength. That's what we're looking for. There we go. Yeah, it's the one right after the image transitions. Yup. Love it. Pray with me, Nate. Pray with me. Wonder who it is, y'all. Big reveal. Limit break attack. So the route's over. You will have wrapped up the game. By the time you completed that final. Or, excuse me, wrapped up the run by the time you completed that final prayer here. But there are a few interesting things you might want to know about the end of the game in terms of speedrunning. So let's say if you decided that ending the route actually ends at like rolling credits. There is still that photographer event in front of Ness's house if you hadn't already triggered it. So when you get to the front door, you want to teleport Alpha through it, and if you bring Paula to the front door as well, it'll trigger a conversation as well. So you can skip both of those events by teleporting Alpha and crashing into the front door. Now we could just go to Ness's house and end the game, and through conventional means, like actually queue up the credits. But there's another way you can end the game, and it's popular enough by now. Is you go back to Summers, you go back to the museum, and you go back to the shattered man that you didn't actually fight in that one room. You die to him, and then the game gets confused about what to do about a game over when the game's been won, and the game glitches out, and you soft lock. So we're gonna do that, or maybe a hard lock. We're gonna do that instead. For fun. No romantic endings, just a glitchy, ugly ending. Par for the course, because while I did die 3 times, not very, not demonstrative of the skill I wanted to show in this video, but maybe for, other amateur speedrunners like myself, they get a sense of like what might happen when you do die in certain areas, like where you might respawn, things like that. It's all educational, part of the program even, right? When the game's in this post Geigus moment, you get to, you know, path around and talk to everybody again, and everything feels very like nice, well-rounded, and resolved. And all of the enemy sprites are turned off, except for this guy. Come on, man. I'm trying to give you a red swirl here. No hugs. He's feeling tender about the end of the. He's feeling tender about the end of the game, like everybody else is. Attaboy. Oh, we're getting another fight with him. Funny, nice. I guess we'll just do this dance endlessly. Alright, well, that's kind of it. Hopefully you learned something about the Earthbound any percent glitchless no manip run. Again, my name's Tyler. I'm a co-host with the Hero with 1,000 Potions podcast and Gunblade Guys. Gunblade Guys is like the brand in which the Hero with 1,000 Potions podcast is under. We did 29 episodes on a blind playthrough of Xenoblade Chronicles. We're going through Final Fantasy VII Remake and the original in tandem right now. All kinds of other episodes worth checking out. I do travelogues where I kind of do an audio essay of my adventure through a game I've never played before. And my co-host Nate, who is responsible for most of the videos on this channel, is uploading all kinds of stuff related to World of Warcraft, Tactics Ogre, what else? Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII Remake, of course, Final Fantasy 16, and lots of other stuff as well. Definitely check it out. Thanks for watching my video. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, rate us, 5-star us, and tell a fellow game liker about us too. Really appreciate it, everybody. Have a nice time. This has been a casual review of Earthbound any percent glitchless no manip routing. Bye-bye.